Yo, what's going on today, guys? It's Rick here today. We are bringing you guys another Power Rankings update video for the NBA. We are hitting pretty close to midseason, and with midseason comes injuries. We are seeing some substantial injuries. I haven't done this in a couple weeks because I wanted to see how the Power Rankings and teams were going to shift out as all these injuries are happening, and we have seen some ginormous changes in the standings. Like, it is crazy. But I don't want to go too deep into it before I jump into the power rankings. So let's jump into it. Coming in at number 10 today, we have the Dallas Mavericks. The Dallas Mavericks coming in at number 10 pretty much because they fall into that category of where they really haven't had a lot of injuries. They've had a couple injuries, but not any key players for them, thankfully. Luka stayed healthy so far this year, which is massive for them. He usually misses time. I wouldn't be surprised if we see him go down with injury anytime soon, just because it literally seems like almost every star is getting hurt recently, but we'll see. They're doing pretty good. They kind of have everything working out. They're still playing their, if we can make more threes than you, then we're going to win the game kind of situation. I'm really liking that they finally switched Christian Wood to the starting lineup, which should have happened from when they picked him up to begin with, but I'm glad it finally happened. I don't know why it took so long. He is just substantially better than, I can't even remember his name. He's not that good though. Coming in at number 9 today, we have the Sacramento Kings, a team that I personally did not see making this leaderboard this year, but the Kings have been playing very consistent basketball this year. De'Aaron Fox has had a spectacular year, but the main thing that they have done with Mike Brown's offense is they kind of took Sabonis and made him into a Draymond Green type player in the way that they facilitate the ball. Or like a Jokic, if you want to compare him to someone that's even more elite and more on Sabonis' level. Because let's be honest, Sabonis is probably a top 3 center / power forward, top 4 maybe. But they're facilitating the ball straight through him. He's getting about 7 assists a game. Man, they move the ball well, and the nights that they're making shots, they are a very difficult team to beat because there is still nights where they can't shoot. But the other night, they set the record for their franchise for most threes in a game. So, meet them on the wrong night, they're going to beat anyone. I don't think they could really win a series yet, though. They need a little more depth. Their bench is not good. Coming in at number 8, we have the Cleveland Cavaliers. They have been healthy for the most part. Donovan Mitchell just went down for an injury, but I think it is supposed to be kind of a smaller injury. So nothing too crazy on that one. They're just kind of inconsistent right now. They had some injuries as the season's gone along, and that's why they're 28-17, which is respectable, but you'd think that they'd be a little bit higher up the way they've been playing. They've had some spectacular play from Donovan Mitchell, obviously, with the 70-point game recently. And then Kevin Love has played really good off the bench for them again this year and probably going to be in the 6-man running again. So we'll see. I mean, there's lots going on with that team. Will they stay healthy enough through a playoff series to really unlock playoff spider? Because we've seen before where we saw back in Utah, Donovan Mitchell on any given night can just catch fire. And if he does it in a playoff series like he's done before, he averaged over 40 against the Nuggets against Jamal Murray when they were both just going back and forth a couple years ago. So Cavs are looking solid, but they've kind of fallen down the list. Coming in at number 7, we have the Pelicans, one of the most injured teams in the league. The fact that they're still in the top 10 and win percentage in the NBA is very, very impressive. They've been without Brandon Ingram all year. He's finally getting healthy. Zion went down again. I mean, pretty much all their starters have missed time at some point other than CJ McCollum, I'm pretty sure. But they're looking solid. They've had some really good play off the bench from Marshall, really good play off the bench from him. And they moved him into the starting role, obviously, with Zion being out. But he's played very well for them, and I think that's why it's keeping them above. Obviously, they have a very good coach and a very good defensive scheme. So, if they get healthy, scary. Coming in at number 6, we have the 76ers. This team, are they just always going to underperform in the playoffs? At some point, you think they got to, figure it out. Embiid's just too good. The dude does everything for the team. James Harden has been playing very, very good. He's still going to have his inconsistent runs, but for the most part, he's been very good this year. Tobias Harris is actually having a little bit of an up year for him. So you never know. They could always win it. They're currently 5th in the league in win percentage. I have them at 6th on the board, but I just think that they need to stay healthy. Tyrese Maxey just got back a couple weeks ago, and he hasn't been the same, so we'll see if he can get back to where he's at. Coming in at number 5, I have the Nets. KD has gone down now, and they are showing it. They have not been able to close out games very well. Kyrie has been missing a couple games here and there, but nothing serious injury-wise. It's interesting. I don't know what to think of the Nets. I think they have enough depth. Like, Ben Simmons is doing phenomenal things for the team. I don't think he's getting enough credit for what he's done this year, coming off and just like joining a new team and being like a true role player on the team. Like, yes, he was like all defensive team and like a star point guard, but he can never shoot. They've really bought into that. Like, he's getting about 7 assists a game since KD's gone down. Maybe a little more than that since KD's gone down, actually. And then he's getting like 7 more rebounds, and he plays great defense. He gets a couple steals a night. So, if they can stay healthy, KD and Kyrie on any given day, scary. And then just add Ben Simmons, and then they're actually playing defense. That's the big thing. I should actually say that. They actually are playing defense. Claxton and Ben Simmons are creating a ton of turnovers. Coming in at number 4, we have the Memphis Grizzlies. A lot of people would probably rank them a little higher on this list, like either 3 or 2. But for me personally, I watch them a good amount, and they're just inconsistent. They're still young. Obviously, John Morant is an absolute freak. He makes a highlight play at least once a week. And Desmond Bane's back and healthy. They're pretty much fully healthy. JJJ's back and going, and he's been having a heater lately. The thing with me, though, is they lose games they shouldn't lose. Like, Ja comes out and has this not worried about anyone in the West comment, and then they lose to the Suns without 7 starters. Like, you shouldn't lose those games if you're that good. So I'm sure when it comes to playoffs, that won't matter. They're going to be definitely a favorite, if not the favorite, to win the West the way that they played last year, and then have just keep on getting better, So I don't know. We'll see what ends up happening with them. And coming in at number 3 today are the Milwaukee Bucks. The Milwaukee Bucks obviously are a very good and deep team, but Giannis just got hurt. Drew Holiday is popping off since he's been the main focal point of that offense, since Chris Middleton has pretty much missed the entire year so far. They need him to get healthy. They obviously need Giannis to get healthy. If they cannot get rid of this injury bug on their team, they will not go further. But for the time being, number 3 in the league is pretty dang solid. Coming in at number 2, probably the biggest surprise this early in the year that this is already clicking, the Denver Nuggets. So the Denver Nuggets are a team that I think everyone expected, that if you at least follow basketball, like, how good Jamal Murray is, how good Joker is, like, how good a lot of these players are, like MPJ can be. So it's all clicking. The one thing nobody saw coming, it's kind of like the Suns with Damian Lee, because he's leading the NBA in 3-point percentage. Number 2 in the league is KCP. That is wild. Absolutely wild. Number 2 in the league in 3-point percentage. I did not see that coming. So that definitely helps when you're getting like 12 to 15 points a night from him off the bench. They are scary right now. Aaron Gordon is playing at peak Aaron Gordon, like the best we have ever seen Aaron Gordon. He has like morphed his game from this guy that used to play above the rim, which he still does. He still has crazy dunks, but he's like kind of getting down low and being a bruiser almost, because Jokic in mid game is like unstoppable. They've kind of transitioned to him to like power forward to like center. They kind of swap off like depending on the situation, but like Aaron Gordon goes up and gets some boards and gets just physical down low. Like, it's really cool to see how they're using him. And Jamal Murray, he's back. He is back. He's not 100% yet, I would say, but like the dude got his step back 3 and it's fallen. It's disgusting. And then coming in at number 1, still today, Boston Celtics. They have finally gotten healthy. I mean, actually, Jaylen Brown's out right now. I take that back. They haven't gotten healthy. They actually have Jaylen Brown, their second best player, but it's a small injury. It's nothing that anyone should be worrying about too much, but they finally have Williams back under the rim. Horford's still playing solid for them. There's lots of good things happening in Boston. I don't think we even have to talk about Tatum. He's been playing a little worse lately, but they're still winning games. They get it done on the defensive end, and then when they need to, they make their shots. And Grant Williams is always making shots for them. Like, you even bring like your fourth string point guard and Pitchford, and you're like, the dude drains. So they're deep. I would probably say they're the favorite to win it all this year, the way like it's looking right now. But I do think for them to really succeed in the playoffs, they need a better ball handler. Marcus Smart is not their primary ball handler. It's Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum. And honestly, both of them turn over the ball a little too much for my liking. So they can get to the rim just as good as anyone in the league, but on their way to the rim, a lot of the times they turn over the ball. If they can cut that down, they'll probably win the championship this year, if they're healthy, obviously. So that is the power rankings right now. Just a quick run through. We had Celtics, Nuggets, Bucks, Grizzlies, Nets, 76ers, Pelicans, Cavs, Kings, and Mavs. I appreciate you guys. Thank you so much for watching today's video. If you guys did enjoy it, make sure you do drop a like on the video, subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you guys later. Peace.